we talked about that before, Thunder. Um, how it's treated, and if there are possibly any leftover vegetable matter. Now, vegetable matter, and months ago, was it months ago? No, it might have been last year. We did have some videos we watched. I think it was in my Discord on the process of sharing sheep and all the process that goes from the animal to yarn and vegetable matter. Oh, thank you, Supreme. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, Vegetable matter is what it says. It's any of the leftover bits that are stuck in the wool from either the animal feeding or bedding down or in the environment, in the barnyard, in the pasture, wherever, and it gets trapped in the wool. And there are processes that when you process the wool that you can remove it. Now, if they're tiny little bits that doesn't all come out, that could be also an allergen. Not You're usually going to get most of that stuff out in the process and also in the spinning process. It could fall out, but that is a possible allergen. But if you think about when you were young and if you had to wear a wool sweater and it was all itchy, it was probably a yarn that had a larger micron level, or however it was treated when it was spun, or after it's been spun, before and after. Because I remember as a kid, I don't even, well, actually, no, that might have even been an acrylic one. Yeah, I think the sweater I had might have, yeah, it was acrylic. But that was because it was a coarse acrylic. Same type of thing. It was a coarser fiber than some of the acrylics we have now. Perfect example with that, and I keep splitting my stitch. Perfect example is, and this is for the North American. I can't speak with other parts of the world because I don't know the brands and the lines they have there, or I've never worked with them. But here in North America, we have Red Heart Super Saver. That's just one line of the Red Heart brand. Red Heart is a bunch of other lines of yarn, but that is like their most famous because it's everywhere and it's economical. That they've gotten better over the years, but it used to be really coarse and scratchy. But then there are other brands, namely, this is a Michaels brand, Loops and Thread Soft Classic, which is still acrylic. It's a lot softer. It's a lot softer, in my opinion, than a Red Heart Super Saver, and I think it's a little cheaper. Yes, they can be itchy. So, if anybody was really getting into yarn and all of that, and they weren't certain, if they're new to it, and they weren't certain, would suggest you go to either a big box store. Mainly, if you're new, go to a big box store because it's affordable, and go and touch the yarn. I'm going to show my age. Back in the day, there was a commercial, Charmin toilet paper, and they had a character named Mr. Whipple, and he was like a grocery store manager, clerk, or whatever, and he would always say, "Don't squeeze the Charmin. Don't squeeze the toilet paper." I encourage you to go in and squeeze the yarn. And you'll find things you like or you don't like. They're all different. options that we have. Why is the music so quiet all of a sudden? Okay. Maybe it was that track. That was round 15. Now I can go. Oh, I have to get the safety eyes. I have to get safety eyes. Oh. Supreme, if you're still here, are you doing. You're making a duck. Are you going to be using safety eyes? You might not have safety eyes. You are using safety eyes? Or you are here? You don't have any? Okay, that's fine. You don't have to use safety eyes. When the time comes, and I don't know what your pattern says. I don't know if it says to use safety eyes or other. There are other ways that you can use. There are other things you can use instead of safety eyes. And I recommend this to anybody who's making any toys for young children and you're afraid of the safety eye coming off. Usually they're not, but there's the possibility. You can embroider them. Like this one here, I just made a circle, a black circle,